Hello guys and welcome back to our highlights from our game against Swindon Supermarine. Narrowly avoiding relegation by a single point last season, Swindon had a much better league campaign this time round, picking up 14 points from 11 games. As for the host, it was the first time playing at home in over a month and would be hoping to please fans by securing a win. Starting the game well, it took Gosport just 6 minutes to break the deadlock. Williams lined up a shot from distance, but it ended up turning into a stunner of a pass into Yearwood. Cool composure from the attacker saw him tuck one home to grab his 8th for the season. David Sims-Burgess, who netted in his last outing at the AI Stadium, had the golden opportunity to put the visitors back on level terms. Open in front of goal from a few yards out, following a well-crafted attack, the attacker stuttered when taking his shot. Before he could release the trigger, a backpedaling Will Smith kicked it out for a corner to avoid the immediate danger. The only other notable point in the first half came through a controversial penalty call. Sims-Burgess marched towards the Gosport box. Inside the box was Will Smith and he went sliding in. Despite looking like he made good connection with the ball, the referee pointed to the penalty spot as well as plucking out a yellow for the centre-back. Fernandez from the spot slotted in the bottom left corner to grab a goal in his 6th in 9 last outings, and it finished half-time Gosport 1, Swindon Supermarine 1. Starting the half in great fashion, it took Borough just 4 minutes to retake the lead. Stanley with a great shot hit the post, with shots deflecting around in the box. Wooden was quick to latch on. After getting hold of the ball, he later smashed one past Brabham to give us the lead. Alfie Stanley, looking to get his name on the score sheet, came close on the 53rd minute. Outside the box, he released a rocket, which dipped just enough to test the Supermarine goalkeeper, with the backup keeper being forced to tip the effort just over the bar. The former Pompey striker did eventually get his goal after high pressure saw Yearwood win the ball inside the opposition's half. Charging at the defence, he later played through Stanley on the edge of the box. Seeing the keeper off his line, he curled an effort into the far corner to grab his goal after not scoring in the last 5 games. Substitutions were made to ensure we held on to a comfortable lead, one of them being Alex Barca, who entered the pitch. Only lasting 4 minutes, the Czech Republican attacker awkwardly fell on his knee in what looked like a serious injury. Good sportsmanship from both sides saw the player get the right treatment, and we wish Alex a speedy recovery. Just before the 90-minute mark, we had a great chance to finish off the contest. Once again, Yearwood creating his own chance allowed him to be one-on-one situation with the Swindon keeper. Taking aim, Yearwood poked his shot onto the post, coming so close to getting his second. 5 minutes were added on with this injury, and in this period Supermarine mounted late pressure, accumulating with a goal. Out of nothing, Harry Williams in space tucked one into the far corner, beating Gosney to pull a goal back. Gosport managed to see out the game following this late consolation, as it finished full-time Gosport 3, Swindon Supermarine 2. I spoke to the Gosport managers after the game, and here is what they had to say. Hi guys, I'm James McIntosh, and today I'm joined with the 2 Gosport managers after today's 3-2 win over Swindon Supermarine. Pat, I'll start with you. A good game in the end.
Yeah, it was a good game. I thought it was a really positive performance from us. Started well, let them get back into the game. They're a good team, Swindon, as you saw today. They're in good form, but I thought second half we really put our foot on the gas and created a lot of chances. I do think probably the scoreline 3-2 flattered them a little bit. I thought we were the better team. But yeah, you can only praise the lads. They've had 7 away games. We've gone and played Walton with 10 men for most of the game on Tuesday, and yeah, to put that level of intensity performance in again was really pleasing, and fair play to them.
And Joe, Pat just mentioned about how it impacted after the second half. So in the first half, it looked like it was a switch of formations compared to the second half. So I noticed Fanian in the first half, it looked like there was a 3 attackers, so Stanley, Wooden and Fanian all in attack. It looked like in the second half he dropped off a bit more than that. And did you say that to the squad really, that maybe move him back and try and use him more as a winner, like Walton and Hersham?
Yes, sort of. I think with AO he's got a bit more freedom to kind of, because of the type of player that he is, bit more freedom positionally. I think especially when Rory plays behind him. So we didn't necessarily say that, but we did sort of give him the freedom in possession to kind of move where he wanted to up and down that side. So that's maybe where you saw that. And I think especially when he's got someone like Rory behind him with Rory's experience and physicality, I think it allows AO to do that. And I think you saw it on Tuesday night, and you saw again today that AO is a proper threat. He's a real threat. He's almost, I would say, up to full speed and full fitness now. He obviously took a little while to get going because he arrived with an injury, but no, he's been brilliant, and once again today I thought he was a proper threat.
And Pat, 3 well executed goals, but from a Swindon point of view, I thought the first one looked very unfair for Gosport. Finley Smith, he did go sliding in, but from the press box it looked like he made good connection with the ball. And what were your thoughts on that incident really?
It's hard to see from us where you're obviously higher up.
Yeah.
You can see, we couldn't see because there was a few bodies in the way. I thought he obviously slid in early, which you always give a bit of a potential issue there. We couldn't really see, so I can't say too much. But I think ultimately it was not down to Finn. It was down to the fact that we lowered our standards, our intensity for 10 or 15 minutes, and allowed them to get a foothold in the game. And I think probably as a team we've got to do better in those moments rather than I don't think you can look at Finn and say it's his fault whether it was a penalty or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely. And I thought it was a real good attendance today as well from all the fans. So obviously we've had so many away games recently. It's nice to get back to the AEI Stadium to a good attendance as well.
Yeah, it's nice. It's been a really long month, or last month worth of games, because not only have we been away, but we've been on some serious journeys. So I think Privet it was nice to come back to it and back to a bit of kind of familiar territory, and I think you saw that with the lads today. I thought the fans were really good. We had the drum going all game, and it's quite nice when we get that at home. It's it adds an extra 5 or 6% to the boys, and I think you can see sometimes when they go through difficult moments in games, especially the guys behind the goal and the noise that they make, it helps to drag the boys through and get them through difficult moments.
And that advantage, it will come in play for the next few games. Luckily, we do have some home games coming up, one being this Wednesday when we take on Marlow. And I'm not sure if you saw, but they have secured a big point against Merthyr to many fans' surprises. So they look to be in good form. And how are you going to approach that game?
Yeah, I think they lost the game actually.
Merthyr did they throw it in the end?
Scored, yeah. But yeah, that just tells you they've gone away to Merthyr, which I think is probably one of the hardest places to go in the league, and they've almost secured a point. So I said to someone else before, we don't like it when people say it's an easier game because they're bottom of the league. I think every game in this league is really difficult, and Marlow will be no different. So we're expecting a really tough game, and if we don't show the same intensity we have in many of our recent games, then we'll find it difficult. So we've got to make sure our mentality, our intensity stays the same if we want to have an positive result. And
Joe, I just want to finish on one final note. We did see Alex Barcer go down after just being substituted. Unfortunately, he only lasted a few minutes. And can you just tell us a bit more about that injury?
Yeah, we don't know yet, to be honest, mate. I think he had an incident with his knee last year away at Bracknell, and he was out for some time after that injury. We obviously hope that it's not as severe. It's never good when a player goes down. He wasn't kind of challenged. I think he got his studs caught in the ground and twisted his knee. So we don't know what the extent of the injury is. Obviously, we hope it's not going to be too long because he's an important player for us, and he's not quite back into the swing of things yet as he was last season, because it takes some time. Once you come back in, he was in check for a few months. Disappointing that he's probably going to be out for the foreseeable, I would guess, but we don't know the exact diagnosis yet.
Well, hopefully it's a speedy recovery from Alex Barcer. But these two chaps, they'll be happy, and we go again Wednesday and Saturday. And I'm sure you two know how to end it at this point. Final words from us as always, up the borough.
Up the borough.